On today's episode, I'm going to teach you all about a line of pedals that appeared in the mid-2000s from Guitar Center, with its origins coming from Massachusetts. And honestly, you've thought all these years that the pride of Massachusetts was the Klon Centaur. It's really these DeltaLab pedals. A man named Richard DeFreitas founded DeltaLab Research in 1977 from a town called Chelmsford, Massachusetts. He was a DSP wizard and had filed some pretty amazing patents as early as 1976. In the mid-80s, he made rack units that developed a cult following in the guitar world, and some of these rack units were even used in the 1982 movie Tron. It came out the year I was born. But by the mid-90s, he had left that all behind and the trademark expired. Fortunately, a little mom and pop outfit that you probably never heard of picked up the trademark and did something with it. They were called Guitar Center. Just a small little thing, just getting their wings, kind of flying out of the nest, you know. I'm really proud of them. They took the mark and they slapped it on a budget line of pedals that had nothing to do with the original DeltaLab or Richard's work. And also, fortunately, all the forums and fans of DeltaLab lost their mind and basically tried to murder Guitar Center philosophically because of this in threads, on forums, and probably some hate letters. But here's the deal. Before you join that crowd and go all crazy and ballistic, Richard moved on. He let it go. He didn't care. You know why? Because he was doing other stuff. He went to work for Raytheon. What's Raytheon, you ask? It is an American multinational aerospace defense conglomerate headquartered in Massachusetts, one of the world's largest aerospace intelligence services providers, defense manufacturers in the world. You know, he didn't need effects. He was the effect. But knowing how some of you can't move past this and it's ruined your entire year, I'm just going to keep talking about how people didn't really like this series of pedals that I'm about to show you. Here's a quote from a forum. It says, "I'm boycotting these pedals because DeltaLabs was a great innovative brand from back in the day and the brand has been dead for years and now Guitar Center bought the rights in the name and order and releases their own line of cheap pedals. This might be good, but I'm a loyal fan of the original DeltaLab." Now that we got all that out of the way, just let it out, take a deep breath, and let's jump into this, play these pedals, and talk about them. I first saw these, I think, 2006. There was a Guitar Center in Jackson, Mississippi, where I started JHS. Many of you know the story. I would get Boss pedals and mod them down the street at that location, and I remember walking in and seeing the DeltaLab Overdrive, I believe. So, yeah, this is kind of cool line. I remember playing them, and then recently collecting them and just being really interested in the story. So I don't know where you first saw them, and if you have seen them, drop that in the comments. But let's start out with the RD1. It's Rock Distortion. I have a print off of the original manual. I don't have the manual because I don't have a single stinking box of these. It's haunting me. But gain, tone level, true bypass, red LED indicator, rubberized knobs, and 9-volt power. That's a lot of info that I would have never guessed on this manual. I mean, just shocking stuff. Riveting, honestly. $42 new. They're solid metal. They sound really good. What is Rock Distortion? I can't figure it out. I have no idea what it is. I took these apart. It's 3 knobs, so it's black. Is it a rat? No, sounds nothing like a rat. Is it a DS1? No, I don't think it is. Then I'm like, maybe it's the sonic distortion. No. And then I just give up and play it and enjoy it. And that's what you should do. Sometimes you think too much, your brain's too big, and you become stupid, and you should stop and just play the pedal. I actually did have the copy of this. I pulled this off the internet, so it's absolutely accurate. I'm positive of that. Rock distortion creates an edgy distortion effect reminiscent of the hard rock tones of the 70s and 80s. That's real specific there, really narrowing it down for me. And will drive your favorite tube or solid state amp into thick distortion and singing sustain. Man, you may use the RD1 effectively with any amp, and it is responsive enough to utilize your guitar's volume to adjust distortion. Yeah, okay, it's a distortion pedal. Moving on. Next up is the Phase Shifter. It is the PS1. This is the rarest of all, okay? If this looks in the mirror and says, mirror, mirror on the wall, what's the rarest DeltaLab pedal of all? Phaser, right here. I looked for this for about a year, and then someone told me it popped up and I bought it like that moment on Reverb for like $29. I do want to state, I've bought all, these are super cheap. And if they get expensive, I don't want to hear about it, but they're super cheap. This one's cool. I do have a copy as well. It has an LED that blinks and with the time, that's kind of cool. And for that era, kind of edgy. Honestly, that's a really nice thing. That wasn't normal back then. Creates a modulation effect, sweeping, swooshing, otherworldly sounds. Okay, it's just another form of generic copy saying it's a phaser. Oh, I don't know if you noticed, but had this like the power. Did anybody notice? Did you guys notice I had the Delta?
Yeah, that's so cool.
Did you notice?
That's cool.
I normally use the VDLab, right? But I have the DeltaLab. You see this?
It's really cool.
Did you notice how good it sounded? It sounded different to this power supply. DeltaLab power made in China, 9-volt, 100 milliamp. Did everybody notice this though? For sure.
Yeah.
I have the power right here. That was a good jam. You know, I don't know what the genre was. I need help with the genre in the comments. Just kind of label what that was. It could have been, for like a second, it feels like Tame Impala, and then that's violently stripped away from you, and then it's Steely Dan, and then it's nonsense. So maybe that's his genre. I don't know. Next up is the SC1 Stereo Chorus. I'm too lazy to try the stereo function, nor do I care about stereo. Honestly, I think of all the world events ever, if you removed stereo from most all guitar, nothing would have ever changed. That's a hot take, and I know I've offended many of you, but it's through our differences that we become better friends. When you accept me and I accept you, it's just a lot better. So I'm going to play it mono, and you're going to deal with that because I'm too lazy to play with stereo. Here's the copy. It's a Bucket Brigade, by the way. This is an actual Bucket Brigade chipset in here. I'll use some buzzwords that I feel are accurate. It's lush. It's a lush chorus. You know, people say lush. This is actually lush. It's a fun word to say. The lush sounding, they actually said it in the copy. Can't make this up. Will remind you of how cool a chorus can be. Add sparkle to clean. Open up those chords. Animate your strum passages. Widen and fatten your distorted chords. No matter what you need, this pedal will do it all. That's not true. It obviously doesn't do other things other than chorus. Cleanly and quietly, run it in mono or use the stereo for huge vibrato, vibrant sounds, creating wide sweeps, whatever. And it says something about make your guitar sound like a 12-string. I'm gonna use that power again. Is that okay with you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna use the original power supply from 2006. It's so cool that I have that. I don't think anybody else has it. It's like the you guys see this? The DeltaLab
Yeah,
Power.
we saw it.
I don't think anybody has one.
Showed it to us.
Yeah, it's nobody has this. It's called the
really proud of
PS9. It's the PS9. PS9. See it? This entire line is surface mount. 2006. This is a really big deal. These sound amazing. The quality is extremely good. The quality of this is better than some boutique stuff I've seen nowadays for like $200. They went surface mount ahead of the curve. They said it was okay, made great sounding pedals. People probably crapped on them. And now they sound amazing and they're still cheap. I don't know. I like finding the things that nobody knew to find. Although I found it back then, so I already had found it. You can't really find what you found. Next up is the pedal that I saw first and had used this on my board in the late 2000s, I guess. It is the TO1 Tube Overdrive. Let's all together take some guesses at what this is.
TS9. The TS9.
Yeah, it's basically a tube screamer. What I'm about to show you, it's really wild stuff. You're about to dive deep into madness.
And now it's time for
meticulously obsessing over small details no one should care about.
There are 3 versions of this one pedal. There's not a single extra version of any of these others. Nope. Standard version, right? Right?
Yeah.
Normal.
Normal.
What the crap is this? Why is there a square around the foot switch?
As a badge.
Why?
I don't know.
Can anyone tell me why there's a square on this?
I have no idea.
This is where the details matter, and this is where I'm obsessive. I don't understand it. I've called around. I've emailed people. I faxed a guy in Massachusetts. No answer. Why do you put a badge on one? There is no badge version of these. Not a single badge version. Okay, so that enough for you? No. There's a version called Tube Driver.
What?
That's actually the first version. So what I said was first version is second version, Badge Boy is 3, and Tube Driver is 1. You wanna know something? I can't find the Tube Driver.
I don't have this pedal, am I gonna survive? I just have to have that pedal.
I've seen it a lot. I almost bought it back in the day, and suddenly they're nowhere on the internet. Obviously, they got sued or something and had to change the name from Tube Driver. They went to this. I can't find this. See this? I can't find it. Wait, Nick, what is this?
Yeah,
This
I
is-
don't know. A battery?
Oh, is this? Huh, that's the original battery in the plastic.
Wow.
It's a Goldman heavy duty. It's a 6F22 9-volt maple leaf. It's the maple. You notice the maple leaf there?
Yeah.
These are Canadian made. There's a different dexterity in the composition of the acidic nature of the battery.
Really?
It's the 6F22 9-volt. There's a 6F32, 6F42, there's a 6C32, 69342. I've used those. Trash, complete trash. I found it in the pedal. I may not have the original version 1, but I have the battery. I'm snapping. I'm falling apart. Why is there a badge? Out of all these pedals, hey, here's what we do. Let's put a badge on one.
I don't know. We should go to the next one.
I don't care about anything else. I don't want to let it go because it's not letting me go, okay? Next up is the DD1 Digital Delay. It's also stereo, but I don't care. So we're gonna do this. It's digital. It's not analog. It's digital. Sounds really good though. It has a max delay time of 325 milliseconds. That's very weird, honestly. Very specific. It's like somebody really loved that number that designed it. I don't know. It's kind of odd. So I'm gonna start off with a slap thing, and then I'm gonna just turn all the knobs up and do just what that does, which is basically chaos, ambient chaos that I really like. Also, there was a DeltaLab rack unit back in the mid 80s. It's called the DL4. There's a DL4 by line 6. I don't know if there's a connection here, but if there hasn't been a lawsuit yet, I really want to start it off. I think this is the moment where we can all band together and say someone should sue somebody. Next up is the FL1 Flanger, a beautiful John Deere green, and I would know, I grew up in Alabama, this is exactly the tone of a John Deere tractor. It's a Bucket Brigade flanger. Here's the deal, and I have nothing to gain here. I have nothing to profit from this. Every sound in it is good, and it, unlike most flangers I get a hold of, you really can't make it too dumb or crazy. Like, it's very usable all around. Here's the copy. It just says, the flanger creates modulation effects emulating shifting Doppler effects heard when a jet plane flies overhead. I've honestly never heard that in a copy of a flanger. You get to dial in your speed, depth regeneration, slash intensity, etc., etc. I'm gonna stick with this power supply. Have I mentioned this? Have I mentioned?
Yeah.
Because I think with the Bucket Brigades, like having the original power supply, there's probably a thing that's gonna happen here. I could use, you know, I have a lot of power supplies. There's Voodoo Lab, there's One Splash, there's all, you know, I just. Next up is the MD1 Metal Distortion. First thing I want to say here is they left the case just metal. Think about it.
Oh.
Because you know what paint says? Paint says soft, clean, predictable. Metal It's in your face. You have to look at it. I don't know what it is. Meaning, when I look at these lines of pedals, I don't necessarily expect Guitar Center to do a ton of R&D and recreate the wheel. And so one problem with this whole line is, other than the Tube Screamer that's haunting me with 3 versions, they're all really original. I think they are actual, somewhat original designs. This is a op-amp hard clipping circuit. 3 stages looks like. I just can't figure it out. You know, at first it's like, maybe it's a rat, because rats are metal. I don't know. It's not a rat. Is it the heavy metal? No. Is it the hyper metal? No. Is it the digital metalizer? No. Is it the metal zone? No, it's not. Is it the DoD metal maniac? No, it's not. Is it the super metal by Ibanez? No. Is it the metal screamer? No, it's not. Is it the Aria metal pedal? No, it's definitely not. Is it the Arion metal master? No, it's not that either. Is it the metal worker? No. Is it the different shade of red metal worker? 2 different shades. Anyway, is it the one that's not red? Because there's 3 versions. Maybe, anybody? No? Surely it's this. It's the Series 10 Ultra Metal. No. Is it the Columbus Ultra Metal? No. Is it the Polaris Ultra Metal? No. I don't know what it is, and it's fine. It creates a modern high gain distortion. New metal is used. Why'd they say new metal? Was there even new metal in 2006? No. Its versatility allows you to overdrive your pedal, your favorite tube solid state amp. Just do the jam. I like this line. I don't need anyone's forgiveness for that. I feel good with myself. I think it's a quality line of pedals made in 2006 by Guitar Center that are somewhat original, and they're cheap. I don't know. It's super puzzling. You know, Guitar Center, Musician's Friend had the Rogue series. These are basically, they're broke the moment you touch them, you know, kind of thing. The DeltaLab is way better than this stuff. So I think they're great. I think you should check them out. If you have one, be proud of it. If you got rid of one a long time ago because someone told you it wasn't cool, then I'm sorry for you. You have to face those demons down like I do every day. And then honestly, why is there a square? Why is there a square? I cannot get over this. Why in the world? You see anybody see a square? No. Anybody see a square? Oh, no. Anybody see a square? Nope. Anybody see a square? No square here. Oh, look, there's no square. Oh, hold on, is there a square? No, look. No square, I'm not letting it go.
What about that power supply?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God!
Sounds so good.
Go to record time.
Whatever. Today's record time is brought to you by 2019's Infest the Rat's Nest by King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. I need you all to stop and listen to me when I say you need to check this album out. If you're not familiar with this band, you are missing out on an insanely cool catalog and variety of music. This is an apocalyptic album. That's all I'm going to say. It's a concept album, and it is amazing, and it's my kick right now. I really like it. Honestly, I have to admit, Nick's liked this stuff much longer than I have, and I finally caught up, and you know, I feel cool now. So check this out. You'll really dig it. It makes me remember very early Metallica, but recorded well. And Black Sabbath, Motorhead. It's just metal, but like metal for people who don't even like metal, and also for people who love metal. I don't know. Check it out, right? You want to do that? And in the comments, let me know what you think. And if you're a fan of this band, and what is your favorite of their 17 million albums that they have. Also, Why is the square?
Let it go.
Why is there a square?
We have to move on.
Listen, in the comments.
All right.
Tell me if you know.
Okay.
I need to know. My
All right.
family
All
needs
right.
to know.
We're moving on.
My family
We're moving
needs
on.
to know.
Moving on.
Thanks so much for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. In the comments below, let me know if you've owned these pedals, where you first saw them. I just want to know. My story is unique to me when I lived in Jackson and saw these, so I want to hear where you saw them. And also, what's your favorite jam? What pedal did you like the most? Hit like if you liked it, subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon. Also, in the description below, you can jam on every one of these jams through BandLab. You click the link and go over there and you can download and be a part of that process on your own. You can write lyrics to these songs. Honestly, you could take these songs and soar your way all the way to the Grammys. Anything's possible. There's also a link to the Patreon. I'd love for you to go check that out and help support the preservation of pedal history, and the JHSshow.com, where you can buy merch and things that nobody really needs, but we keep buying because we're a pointless society of people who just keep filling the void in our heart with pedals and shirts and things. And why does that have a square?
Oh my gosh.
Why? Can I see it? Can I?
No.
Why? Look at this.
Don't
Look.
give it to him.
Why is there a
We
square?
need to okay,
Why? Look at
let
me.
them go.
Listen
Stop
to
it,
me. Stop. It's Josh from the future. The mystery is solved. The mystery of why in the world did they put a patch here? It's solved. Larissa figured it out. You just removed the switch. Is that right, Larissa?
That's it.
Just pull this off. It's like a sticky plate. What's under the plate? Tube driver. It's because they just didn't want to get sued. They got a cease and desist, and they just had to make some plates, and they put it over that, and problem solved. And I got a tube driver with the box. I have the box.
Here has the box.
Check it out. Tube driver. Take the plate off. It was a tube driver. Now it's not. And original manual. I love being from the future.
Dude, don't forget about your original power
Oh,
supply.
yeah. Oh, and the original power supply. Wow. Original power supply, original box, original manual, original tube driver, plate solved. Man, let's shut her down. We're done with the show forever.